evening guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm preparing journals and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and another one over here, 6. Then I have a couple of more that I have cut out, so I can put pages in those too. And then I have this big one, and this will be my next creative journal for painting. I have bought a roll of canvas, and I'm going to put in those pieces of canvas as pages in this big one, so I can paint with acrylic paint and do some fun paintings in that one. So this will be kind of a big creative journal. But all of these one is old books. So this one has got some linen in the spine, so we are going to make hidden spines in all of these. So this one will be my first journal that is accordion, and I have made it from a long strip of eco-dyed craft paper. So this will be fun to work with. And the same with this one. It's an old one that is going to get pages from these beautiful dark papers with leaves, plants and blueberries. And I think it goes nicely with the blue book. I will of course do something more on the covers, but this is also hidden spines. So when I take out the pages in the book, I'm putting in a strong piece of paper to keep it strong, even if the spine should be damaged in any way. And then I'm taking a piece of textile, and I have glued that onto a strong paper, and then I'm going to sew the pages onto this one and then glue this down, so that way we can keep the spine without any threads. But you have seen me done that before, so I don't think that's something I need to show you again. So this is the next one, and this is one that I have decided that needed a bit of a bigger spine. So I have taken real leather and cut to size. So it will also be some kind of a hidden spine, and I will glue this one to a piece of paper. You can do that so you can see how I do. I can show you the other ones first. This is the same one. I have put a piece of paper, cardstock or watercolor paper. I have used a painting that was a bit bad, so I used that. So it's 300 grams paper there. So then this will be the hidden spine. So textile and paper with the signatures sewn onto, so we get those hidden too. And then it will get these eco-dyed textiles on the inside. I think this one was the most beautiful ones. So it looks kind of like this, and then we have this beautiful green antique cover. and it's Swedish old book, but actually is a tree that grows in Brooklyn. So it's in Swedish, but about Brooklyn. A tree in Brooklyn. So that will be kind of the biggest one for that are going to be for sale. And the same one on this one, and this will also have these dark papers, and this will have 3 signatures that are going onto that piece of linen. So it will be kind of like this, and we will have 3 signatures in it. So let's take some paper. And first you decide how wide you want your textile piece to be. And I'm kind of taking about 1 centimeter on each side of the book. So I glue it along the side like this, and that way it will keep it in place. I think this is a little bit big, so let's take off a small piece. Shouldn't overdo it and make it look heavy and kind of too much. That's enough. Then I'm taking this craft paper is really good to use. I had some of these that was cut in, so that's why I'm using the pieces that are eco-dyed. They are a little bit stronger when they have been in the water one time, so I use them. Then I know it will be strong and secured. And I put that for the strength, and also it's easier to sew when we have the paper on the back, so the textile isn't so flimsy. It was a little bit too small, but it doesn't matter. It's most important that it's paper and textile where we sew the signature in. So then we're going to leave this to dry, and then sew in some paper on them. So I have a lot going on at the moment. So tonight I'm going to prepare some more papers and use paint, watercolor paint, and do some backgrounds on a few pages to use. So we can get some more fun papers to use as pages. It was a little too long, so let's cut off a little piece. Like that's better. Then I'm just cutting the corners because I like it that way. It looks neat and properly done. And then this will go like this. when the signature is sewn onto this. Okay, then you have seen my project that are in progress. So I will just put these aside and take my pages and my colors, and I will be back in a second. So I'm back, and we are going to just do something simple, just so we get some color to work with later. So I will just start by kind of just put on some color, and then we have some time to let that dry, and then go back and do some more on them, so we get a pattern too. But I don't want them white. I want them neutrals on some and colors on some, so you will see. These are just copy paper that is gessoed on top. So on one side, so that we have a little bit more resistant for the water. I'm just going to put in a little bit of pattern with this stencil, so that I can see where I'm going to put in some more color later. So neutrals, so brown, black, and maybe a little bit of blue will go on this. These shapes will probably not even be seen later when it has dried, but I can try to at least to do some kind of marks. Just for fun. The black was floating into the brown, so I'm just taking off a little bit. Doesn't matter at all, but I had decided for brown and black in different pages there, so I try to keep it that way. So just like that, and I'm going to just put it on the floor to dry. And we can move over to the other one. Can you just lay flat there so I can use it when I need it? Splatter on some water. And then I'm just going to dab in some colors. So then I have some eco-dyed paper that are boring on one side and a bit more fun on the other. So I think that we are going to do the same with this one. We're going to just give them some color, and so it's more fun to use them. Another one on the floor. Good to have a big floor for this occasions. So you can see they are really fun on one side and then totally boring on the other. Sometimes when the paper are a bit thin, I put them 2 and 2 or 3 and 3 together. We still get patterns on one side, so I often use them glued onto something else. But then we can play with it like this instead. Let's do one more of those. The gesso gives it such a really nice structure. So when you go on the paper with the color, you get this amazing patterns. If you have a piece of plastic or a bag of some kind, you can put that on top of it, or we can do let's take a piece of textile and just see if we can crumble it up a little bit, and then we can see if we can make some marks with that. See how that looks when it dries. That could be fun. One more, that was fun. This really gets me going when I can just play with colors. And you don't need to do a special pattern or accomplish something. You can just play and have fun. See if we maybe can use one of my homemade brushes. This is just from different kind of old brushes, or I have done with things from the forest. Some sticks and some moss. It was a bit too wet, so it didn't do so much. Let it rin a bit. That. Should we maybe try with some acrylic ink or acrylic color? Just for fun. Let's put on the color first. a little bit more so it gets a little bit more dark. And this is just acrylic color that I have put in a spray bottle, so it's a little bit more watery. So we can do these kind of effects. So you can see that you don't need to be some kind of artist to make beautiful papers. You can just play. This is so relaxing to just go with the flow when you're stressed out and don't have the energy to think. And when you have this, you can actually also use it for printing. So let's just put a piece of textile on top of this. See? You get a beautiful pattern on the textile. And you still have a beautiful pattern on your paper. Nice. So I'm going to dry these now, and then we're going to go back in on them and do some more fun things. So you can see that you can change them and make patterns on them later on if you just leave it as a background if you would like that better. So back in a second when these are dry. The papers are dry and I have ironed them to get them a little bit more flat. Nothing that is needed, but it could be fun. So then you can use them as they are, directly into your journals, or maybe rip them in pieces and make snippet clusters. Or you can paint a bit more. So let's see if we can just get this a little bit more colorful. You can leave the patterns as they are, or you can do like this. Fill them with any color that you find beautiful or suitable for the journal you are working on at the moment. I have been quite colorful for a while now, so I will probably go back to some neutrals. That's why it's good to have several journals to work in on the same time. Some days you feel for working with the neutrals, and some days you just need more color. I'm a bit stressed at the moment, so I think that I'm going back to the neutrals when I need more calmness in my life, and when I'm feeling a bit better in my illness and my body isn't aching so much, I can feel for more colors. I need my craft as medication. That's really important for me to be able to sink in into my craft and just relax and try to enjoy the moment. Something like that. So then of course we can do a bit more pattern maybe. Sharpen this a little bit. This you can save and put on something else. We can use them later on. So I'm going in with some color, and these are water soluble, so then it darkens the color a little bit. That could be interesting to see how the colors are changing when they hit the Stabilo black pen. making just a little stem for a branch. Need a piece of paper to take off some water. And then I'm just going in with some leaves. And I'm using a very thin color, so it almost feels like they are transparent. But you can still see them and still kind of feel them, but something like that. Just a little hint of something. As a cool background. So I will show you the other ones. These are perfect to continue to work on and make maybe some flowers out of the patterns or something like that. This was the one with the white acrylic paint. Got a really fun pattern. And these were the ones with the leaves. You can still see them, but they are kind of hidden. And the back got a little bit more brownish tone. I don't like when it's so yellow, so I tone it down a little bit more. This was the one I printed on. Or was that the other one? Printed on the textile. And the brownish, that kind of just is a nice background. And we have this one with the flower. Make a little flower and maybe some circles where we did the brown pattern. And as you see, I don't follow it strictly. I'm doing some circles here and there. And then we have this one that we just put brown color on the background to tone it down a little bit. So you can find some patterns, maybe a leaf, or I had one there with some different shapes. Or you can do something with a stencil and kind of use it that way. Maybe do it kind of a letter, so you can just doodle something on top and then do it like a little note to someone. With some simple scribbling. So now we have some patterned paper, and I thought I could just show you how to use the Stabilo pen if you would like to have some more fun pattern. I'm just taking these and put them into the water. And then we can just go in with some more water and loosen it up and get some other color shapes. They are really strong when you just put them on like this. You can get fun color shapes. You can continue layer like this with different colors and many layers, and it will just be more and more beautiful to look at, get more life. And if you think that it's maybe too much, you can just take a paper or a textile and put it down and let it soak. And it will be much lighter and you will get more color on your paper or textile. You still have a lot of color in these big pieces. You can leave them and get some structure, or you can just give them more water and continue to play. Get more patterns. Just letting my brush dance on top of these small black pieces that are still left. And picking up the things that I feel that it's too much. A little bit more of the brown. And we got another layer. And when you have done these, you can put stencils on top of these and get more layers. You can put on more of the white acrylic maybe. Just a little splatter here and there. And tone the dark down. We have soon a beautiful dark textile to play with too. And Anneli needs to go and wash her hands. She's all black and brown. So I hope you got some inspiration to go and make your background papers again. I do these recordings now and then to remind you that you don't need to have digitals on all your projects. Go be creative and make your own. I like to blend. I like to use the digitals, but also make my own, so the journals feels more creative and unique. So thank you so much. I will be back when I have put in the pages in all the journals, so that we can start decorating and make some fun decorations on the covers. Thank you so much for watching, and see you the next playtime. Bye bye from Sweden.